If you're thinking about getting into model railroading or you're already an addict, boy do we have a project for you. In this episode, we put everything back and we leave it there, starting right now. Hey, welcome to It's My Railroad, the how-to show for regular people. This is a show about regular people building a model railroad. I show you my regular tips and techniques and stuff that we wish would have gone better and all kinds of stuff. We are learning a ton, having a great time hanging out with the model railroad community. So if you're new here, consider subscribing, and then don't forget to push that little bell icon so you can catch future videos. Hey, just before we really get going, I just want to say thanks to all you've been leaving comments down there at the bottom of these videos. You know, there's some great information being shared down there. And the funny thing is, I was joking around with one of our subscribers and I told him, you know, this is a how-to show, but not because I show you how I do stuff, it's because you guys show me how to do stuff. So it's a pretty great give and take relationship. So again, thank you guys for all the comments. Let's just keep them coming. All right, rail fans, let's get into this. What are we doing today? Well, today we are going to go finish up part of the logging camp. And I know I've said that before, and right when we get done, we tear stuff out. Well, we're not going to tear anything out this time. What a shocker, but it's true. Anyway, why don't we just run into the hobby room and take a look at what's happening right now. Hey, welcome back to the hobby room, the Brown Smith Railroad, and our logging camp project in progress. Since the last time we were together, I went through and put sculptamold back up in there on all the places we hacked out to make room for the retaining walls and for the log loading ramp. And I mixed some brown chalk paint in with the sculptamold in an attempt to make the sculptamold the same color brown that happens when I paint it. And now, as you can see, it's kind of a desert sand color now. But no matter, we made a shot at it. Some of the subscribers have recommended other ways to color sculptamold, and next time we do this, I'm going to try somebody else's version because I'm not real happy with mine. But you know what? Come the end of the day, the sculptamold is back up there. So here's what I'd like to get done today. I would like to paint over that to sort of turn it back into terrain, and go ahead and refit the dirt around it, put the shrubs and brush and all the junk around it, and finish this scene up. Just before we really get into this today, I just want to show you the method I use to apply the sculptamold. Normally we use a trowel, or we use our fingers, or I don't know, whatever else we use. Whatever's lying around, I guess. But I used a paint brush. To do that, I had to mix it very thin. It was just, you'll see, it was the soupiest, goopiest stuff ever. And but I went ahead and used a paintbrush to put it on because I've got some of these details back here where the retaining walls are and stuff, and I didn't want to glob it up on there or whatever. And when I make it so thin, I don't know how to move it around other than with a paintbrush. So that's what I did. You'll see, I just sort of painted it all on. So let's just take a minute or so here and see how I did that, and then we'll actually get into painting all the sculptamold you see back here. There you go. That's how I did it. Put the sculptamold right on there. We're going to let that dry just a little bit, and we're going to go through and paint it. So I think perhaps we should just start off painting everything brown that's supposed to be brown. And so we'll got my brown chalk paint here, and let's go through and just start dabbing this on. Even though right where I'm painting right now is going to get actually dirt built up there. Just a course of habit, going through it and painting everything brown. Now, you're not going to be able to see this real well through the camera. What I'm down here, I've got all the scenery material, and quite frankly, I'm just painting it brown at this point, because we will add more scenery material down there when we're finished up, and I don't want to spend the time trying to make that all nice and pretty. So we're even going to ride along here where I can't get enough paint on there without painting that retaining wall. Looks like I did a little anyway. I'm gonna throw dirt up in there, so you know, what do I care? As I get up around the rock here, I think we'll just keep that brown paint kind of at bay, sort of make it look like the rock is the rock still. You don't have to go back and do like we did before. We'll just go ahead and put the rock colors on there. And even over here where we've already static grassed the model, I think once this dries, the color it dries, the dark brown is conducive to dirt. So we can, I think, give it enough of a dirt treatment, and you know, on top of that, throw on some more grass and ground cover. I think I'm going to blend that in just fine, is what I'm trying to say, all right? Why don't I just cut to the chase? Hey, Steve, you're long-winded. I know, it's the regular guy way. I don't see anything else that needs to get painted brown, so we're going to move into just a smidge of the black now, and then throw some gray in there, and then we'll see how it looks. Okay, I got my black paint out, and I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm really going to make a wash. I'm getting my brush really wet, just dabbing it on the black for starters. Let's just see if it washes down like we want it to. I think if it doesn't, I'm just thinking I'll just go through and add more water to it, and ultimately we can feather all that back in, I think, with the gray when we get there. Just keep putting water on my brush. Yeah, it's already starting to mix well with what's already there. Ah, that's not bad. Ha! Regular guys, you gotta love them. Matter of fact, I want to kind of keep that look going back through here a little bit more. I like that. Maybe out here a little too. Just a little flying by the seat of our pants model railroading right now. I just see something developing, and I'm like, you know what? I like that. That looks cool. All right, nothing but water after this. It's basically filling in the highlights for all those nooks and crannies, right? Alright, so we kind of got a rockish thing happening again, but well, we need some gray, clearly. Alright, I have my paper towels at the ready, because as we all know, sometimes it doesn't go according to plan. Okay, just before we put the gray on, I'm going to go through and dab up all that moisture right there. It doesn't need to be dry, I don't think, but there's just a little too much wetness, I think, for the gray to actually look decent. And I don't know, how many times have you heard me tell you I'm making this up as I go? Well, here's one of those times. So deal with it. Remember before we put this stuff on and it was too thick and I was freaking out a little bit? What we're going to do is get it on like this. Sort of blend it in. Now again, this is left over from the last time we did this. I made this discovery when I first was painting these rocks up here, after I thought I was screwing up, which actually technically I was screwing up, but whatever. Alright, so you kind of got the gray there. Then what we do, if we just take a little paper towel right now, just start wiping on that. It starts adding this kind of cool rockish kind of look, because some of the gray stays, some of it leaves, some of the terrain gets brighter as it goes. See that? Now I know it doesn't exactly match what's above it. That is because we got a little bit more, wow, that gray's looking pretty cool. We gotta go back and then dry brush it with the brown and maybe hit it with that same treatment. So getting the brown back on the little brush and brush it off a bit, and then just giving it these brown highlights. And then feather it in up there. Feather it in on the sides. We still got this gray ridge right here that is not working for anybody right now. As we put a little water on the brush. Just do that. And go through and dab it. Oh, that's getting there, isn't it? Okay, I think just a smidge more brown on there, my friends, and I will declare my rock a rock again. Ha! Yeah. Hey, why don't you use other people's rocks? I'm saying that looks pretty good, my friends. Wow, it's got a grayish color here. It's got a different gray color there. That's all blended in. I think it looks pretty good. I think it's going to be hard to tell that we butchered that to get that in there. Oh, you see how that looks? That is not too shabby, at least as far as a regular guy goes, I think. We'll pull back just a little bit. We're getting there, people. Let's go get some dirt on there and see what happens. So from watching prior videos, most of you guys already know how this works, but for the rest of us, let's just go through and do this. What we're going to do is put some glue down on here, like this. Not too much because I don't want to get it all over the place. Oh, by the way, that brush you see right now, it's got brown paint on it. I don't care. Start loading that glue on here because I want the dirt to stick when I dump it out. And bring it in here. Okay, and something tricky I'm going to try right now. It's not really tricky. I just like to say that so you guys think I'm really cool. Right back up in here. I want to get some dirt behind. Yeah, this isn't working so good. Well, anyway, I was trying to get some glue down in there to get dirt in behind the retaining wall. Ah! Well, anyway, there it is. We'll get our dirt sifter here and just kind of get on this a little bit. All right, I went ahead and filled up this little path with dirt because I have an idea. And if it doesn't work, well, you guys were here when it didn't work. Take a brush. So that's going to be my dirt path. And so, well, let's terraform here a little bit, shall we? And then right through here. Yeah, that's looking like it's some dirt. As I was putting the dirt in, it seems to keep falling off right here and not building up the path like I'd like it to. So what I did is I put this log in right there, like a little retaining log. And actually it kind of makes a nice step down onto the ramp. You see how it looks with the ramp taken out. This is like a little retaining wall there. Huh. So heck with that in place. We'll just leave the log loading ramp there for now. Let's sprinkle our dirt right on here. Okay, that should be more than we need. By design, clean that off, making that dirt path right up to that log. And brush all this dirt here down into the base of this retaining wall. I think it looks like dirt's built up there. Wowzers, I got a path leading to a long loading ramp. We're going to go ahead and run a glue alcohol solution kind of through here, just to sort of lock all that in. And as you guys know, that's not something I've had great success with. I was going to use the sprayer technique that has been suggested, but my problem with that technique is I'm afraid I'll get all this junk all over the trees and everything back there. So maybe I can just make sure this all soaks in really good this time. Just give it more time to soak in. What do you guys think? You guys think I'm being an idiot right now, don't you? Go ahead, you can say it. So we're going to let that alcohol just soak in there really good, so hopefully we can avoid some of the problems we had on the rest of this camp, adding dirt. And then I think I'll go through and add some glue so we can sprinkle some static grass and some of the ground cover. So let's give this a second and we'll come right back. What I've done is I made a small amount of 50% glue, 50% water, and then like 2 drops of dishwashing detergent. Because people say if you add that, it flows smoother. I'm really trying to avoid some of the same pitfalls we dealt with earlier, so hopefully this will do what we want it to do. Well, it seems to be soaking in really good. Wow. Look at that. I got like freaking glue flowing into my dirt, people. It's amazing. All right, so I think just to sort of complete the little technique here, run this potting soil stuff down in between the log loading ramp and the rails here. All right, so we're really building up a lot of this ground fall in here. Of course, we don't want it built up where the trains are actually running, right? So, so let me sweep all this off of here. And then we'll sweep it off the rails, off the track. Okay, so we got all the scenery materials in. It looks pretty good wet. Let's see how it looks dry. Later on, when it is dry, we'll come back and kind of do a little close-up of that so we can take a look at it. But in the meantime, I say we take the log loading ramp to the hobby table and start detailing it. What do you think? I knew you'd agree with me. Let's go. And we're back in the studio, and there you go. Finally finished something on the logging camp without having to tear something out in the process, right? It doesn't happen very often, but it's pretty cool when it does. Anyway, we're gonna move on to detailing out the log loading ramp. I think it's gonna look pretty cool when it's done. We're gonna then detail out the logging camp proper, and then we are going to move on to something special I have planned for you that I'm not going to tell you right now. You got to wait and see. Hey, listen, if you haven't already, why don't you just subscribe right now? This is the kind of stuff we do here on Sidetracked, and it's my railroad. And make sure you like and share this video with somebody, and don't forget to connect with us on Facebook. And until next time, my name is Steve Brown. Rail on, my friends.